Software engineers have a delightful and quirky practice known as rubber ducking. When programmers run into a frustrating bug or a complex problem with their code, they turn to a simple rubber duck. They systematically explain their code line by line to the duck. Bizarrely enough, they often end up solving the problem and learning something entirely new. The duck never talks back, meaning the programmers are essentially explaining the issue solely to themselves. They receive no new external information, yet this cognitive process unlocks profound breakthroughs. This phenomenon exemplifies what is known as learning by thinking. Understanding how it works is the key to becoming a more effective learner. Most of us aspire to make our minds more effective, but learning can be hard. In the years ahead, we will have access to an unprecedented avalanche of tools and information through the internet and artificial intelligence. Paradoxically, more information can make learning harder rather than easier, thrusting us into information overwhelm. When faced with a knowledge gap, people instinctively look outward for more data. Unfortunately, this reflex only exacerbates cognitive overwhelm. Instead of drowning in external content, we should harness learning by thinking, starting with the information we already possess within our own minds. Cognitive science shows that our minds are richer than we give them credit for, containing vast repositories of knowledge stored in our memories and skills. Learning by thinking is the deliberate process of tapping into that internal reservoir. To appreciate this in action, consider a few quick mental exercises. How many windows are along the front of your house? What is the fifth letter of the alphabet? Is the letter Z on the left or right side of a typical keyboard? Many people do not know the exact answers immediately, but they possess the latent knowledge required to figure them out. You can utilize your visual memories to count the windows, your auditory memories to deduce that E is the fifth letter, or your motor skills to locate Z. These simple demonstrations highlight the depth of knowledge residing inside your head. However, recognizing untapped knowledge is not enough. You must also know how to extract it. Think about baking chocolate chip cookies. If a recipe calls for items you lack, you can transform the chocolate you do have into the pieces you need, and combine unsalted butter with salt to get salted butter. Cooking relies on transforming available ingredients to get what you need. Learning operates identically. When we engage in learning by thinking, we actively transform and recombine the information stored in our memories to unlock new insights. Naturally, learning by thinking has clear boundaries. You cannot magically deduce facts you have never encountered. However, asking yourself questions acts as a crucial catalyst. It sets you up to learn by clarifying precisely what information is missing, ensuring that when you encounter new data, you know exactly what to look for. Much like checking your kitchen ingredients before shopping, starting from within is the best place to begin. While no single learning strategy guarantees perfection, seeking explanations comes remarkably close. Research reveals that high-performing students absorb vastly more information from identical texts because of what they do inside their heads. As they study, successful students routinely pause to explain concepts to themselves, posing questions and formulating thoughtful replies. They effectively act as their own rubber ducks. Numerous studies show that self-explanation has a dramatic impact on learning across various contexts. When individuals explain things to themselves, they learn better and can apply knowledge more broadly. This phenomenon, known as the self-explanation effect, is a powerful strategy for learning by thinking. Through explanation, learners transform the way they represent information to solve complex tasks. Furthermore, explaining things exposes a psychological vulnerability known as the illusion of explanatory depth. We operate under the comforting delusion that we thoroughly understand complex systems, until we attempt to articulate them out loud. For instance, people assume they understand tornadoes, but trying to explain the exact mechanics of atmospheric pressure results in a mental blank. Uncovering these cognitive gaps provides a precise blueprint of what information we are missing. Knowing what we are missing and what to look for is the first step in navigating information overwhelm. In the years ahead, information overwhelm will only intensify. AI-generated responses and tools will become pervasive, tempting us to solve problems by turning immediately to external sources. While chatbots are incredible tools, they should never replace learning by thinking. If we bypass internal cognitive processing, we outsource the vital process of transforming information. Consequently, we become poor at policing boundaries between what we know inside our heads and what we access outside, falling prey to illusions of understanding. Fortunately, you can break free from these illusions by actively seeking explanations. When you explain to yourself, you transform and combine internal information to answer new questions and recognize what you do not know. While learning by thinking will never make learning effortless, it ensures that your cognitive effort is not wasted. It provides a reliable pathway through information overwhelm, straight to insight. Therefore, look inward first, take a moment to ask yourself rigorous questions, construct your own explanations, and be your own rubber duck. Like and subscribe for more cognitive insights. Have a nice day.